What is the market profile? The market profile is a charting tool that enables traders to observe the price versus time action process. The market profile's graphic forms a simple distribution that allows the users to quickly observe market action activity across various price levels. Market profile is a powerful tool for building an understanding of the market. Now we're going to look at market profile settings. This is how I set up this is my market profile settings. I use the color for each candlestick to be the color orange. Here is the opening session. I use that in orange, and it's from 9:30 to 1700, which is 5 p.m. Then I have my other session set to 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning. The reason I do 17:30 is because it messes up on the profile. So I have it set there so it could print the 6 p.m. letter. Hopefully Tradovate will fix that. And that starts with the letter P. I'm using P to start with that. And the first session, you know how it's A. So first session's A, it ends with an M. See there, M is where it ends. Then you got N and O, which will be after the market's closed at like 4 to 4:30 and 4:30 to 5. Now we're going to look here at IB. It's initial balance. IB is basically used for support and resistance levels. I have mine set at 100% to be color red, 150% for the color blue, and 200% for the color green. And these can be used as support and resistance levels, like I said. And here is point of control for TPOs. I like to use the color purple for that. 70% point of control is like, for the TPO is like where it spends it most time at that price. And I'll show you that when I show you the chart. So 70% of the time it trades at that range. And here is volume profile. And that's the point of control, and I used blue for that 70% range. And the light blue is the volume from the high to the low. The dark blue is where it spent the buy and sell orders spent like 70% of their time. So those are my settings for my market profile. So I will go over to my chart and show you the next. This is me defining each area. And this is what it's going to look like after you set your settings. After we do those settings, this is what you're going to see. And TPO stands for time, price, opportunity. And we'll look over here at the volume first. See the light square, that's all your volume from the high all the way to the low of the day. That's all the buy and sell orders. This square is where it spent 70% of the orders were like filled. Your buys and your sells. So there was a lot of trading and movement going there, and the point of control was the area where it was like at the most, which is like at 96, I think, and a quarter, something like that. So that was a big area where you would see buying and selling right there at that level. So that's your point of control for volume. As you can see right there, it's at 96. See, point of control, volume. Now we're going to look at this red line, and we're on the topic of value area. And this is the TPO value area. 7%, 70% of the price is traded in this range. So that's like it's like your support and resistance. You know, if you traded every time it got to the top of the candle, so at the top of that range, you could short and go down. See, every time I got up there, you can short it. But if you did that, have a tight stop, you would lose on those two trades. But if you shorted there, you would have made money. Would have made money there. You would have made more than you lost. So if you just played that, you made good. And if you were at the support area and you bought longs on the bottom, you made money going up. And you made money going up like 2 or 3 times during the day. And this is the letter for each time frame. Each letter represents 30 minutes of time. The first one is 9:30 to 10. Okay, and here in the M area is the 3:30 to 4 close, and then N and O is 4 to 4:30, and the other one's like 4:30 to 4:45, sometimes 5:0. So that's just them trying to fill in their orders before they shut everything down. So and then that one is 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11. So each letter represents a 30-minute period, and here's your midline. You notice that right there in the middle. The midline is basically the high and low of each print divided by 2. So that's like right in the middle. Right in the middle. So for example, if it's a $15 range, you divide that by 2, it's $7.50. So you're right there. There's going to be something that's going to happen when it gets in that center. It's going to bounce up or down. So you could trade the midpoints. Like if you're in D, you'd be shooting for the midpoint of A, which you would have hit if you're looking for the midpoint there. I don't trade midpoints though. It's just good to see, like, if it's above that midpoint, then it's been more bullish for that 30 minutes, and if it hits below that, it's been more bearish for that 30 minutes. I just use that as like an idea of like where they're thinking in that print, and that is the point of control for TPOs. Right there, point of control. That's where it spent most of its trading time at that price, which is like at 34.91, I think. Kind of looks like it's just above that 34.90. So if you count, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's been 9 times it was in that area during the day. And that's been where, and then over here in the volume, that's where it spent most. The orders were placed. So if it goes above that point of control for the value area, if it goes above that for TPO, you could go long and see what happens when it gets to that point of control for the volume for this day. Each day is different. Your point of control could be on the volume below the point of control on the TPOs. So it could be the opposite on any given day. So I wanted to show you this. This is the current price actions of the futures or stocks. When the market opens, this moves up and down. But when it closes, it stops moving. So that's where it's at when it closed at the end of the day. Market's closed right now, so that's why it's not moving. But when you see it open, it'll be going up and down, up and down. And I think we're going to go to the next slide here. I think I covered everything on this slide. Let me look. Yeah, I think we covered everything. Alright, now we're going to go to the IB, initial balance, on the next chart. I like this because IB high is also seen as an area of resistance and the IB low as an area of support until it is broken. Your initial balance is that white square right there in the center, which is like your range starting the day, like the first half hour. You know, see the A periods going right there. That's your initial balance range. If B prints above that, it's breaking a resistance, and you can go long. And the red box is 100% range. Is at 100% range, and this is the range below A. As you can see, B got to the 150% range and almost got into the 200% range. So if you were long when B printed, you got like 150%, which is pretty good because that's just below 95, and you got out. So you made like about 7-8 points right there, which is like $35 or something like that. It's on the micros, $350 on the ES, so that's a nice profit right there on the B. And there's your IB at 200% range. And you can do the opposite when it goes down. See, I like to use red for the 100. I'm using 150, the blue, and then the green was 200. Alright, here we go. On this chart now. This is my actual live chart, and I wanted to show you. So you got the red is the 100, blue is the 150, and green is the 200 range for the IB. And the reason I wanted to show you a live chart, because I couldn't show you in the slideshow here, I'm going to show you how you open up your settings. So you just go on like one of these letters here, and you double click with your mouse, the left clicker twice. You click it twice, and it should open. I don't know why I'm having a hard time here. And the computer's acting funky. There we go, finally came up. So you double click that with the left clicker, and here are the settings I showed you like I did in the slideshow. I didn't show you those down there because it's just colors for the open high. I don't use the blue, orange, green, and red, so that's off. So that's not even on my charts. So that's the settings. But also, I don't know if it's Tradovate, but these like stack on top of each other, which I don't like. So when this market opens after the first print A, when it prints B, I'll click here, and I try to click split all the profiles, but it won't work. So I don't know if it's something going on with Tradovate. So in the morning, I think it'll say like split all. It'll say split group below this, split the single profile. So I'll click on that, and it'll separate my letters so they're not stacking on top of one another. So hopefully Tradovate can fix that, because I'd rather click all and not have to do that for each day. You see they have it right there for that too. And those are the green letters. Those are the after hour trading. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be printing some more in the future. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. Have a good weekend, everyone.